a strategy for getting what you want, a strategy for moving into 2022, for hitting goals, for overcoming things. Hoping is not a strategy. I do understand, though, I'm not naive enough to think that hope helps people cope. It definitely does. But however, it's not a direct strategy for getting what you want. Well, I just hope it gets better. Well, what are you going to do about it? Right? I just hope things improve. No, what are you going to do about it? What are you actively going to do to help yourself, right? So one thing I've noticed is that when we want to get better, we often think that we need more knowledge on it. I need to learn more about it. I need to get more knowledge in, right? And often, yes, we do need to know more about what we want, but we get roped up into this thing. You ever heard that phrase, knowledge is power? You might have heard that phrase, right? You're the one who used to tell us as a kid, Dad. Knowledge is power. However, one thing that I need to bring to your attention is that knowledge isn't actually power. It's potential power, right? So if you think about you want to learn something new, potential power is taking it in and understanding. That's basically what we're doing today, is we're taking in information, we're trying to understand it. Knowledge only becomes true power when we apply it. As in, we take what we know and we use it, right? That's it. We have applied those wins this morning. That's applied knowledge. But a lot of what I'm telling and teaching you here is just knowledge that you'll take in and try to understand and let sink in. It won't actually have power behind it and potential until you use it. And you know this. We can read about weight loss all day. We can think about what diet we're going to go on. But unless we actually do it, we're never going to lose the weight, right? We can read about becoming successful. We can read about what it is that we want. We can study it, learn more information. But unless we actually start acting, we'll never get it, right? So applied knowledge is when we apply, actual power. When we apply the knowledge, that is when we experience and apply what we learn. So there's a difference there. I wanted to just bring that to your attention for what we're about to do, as in, you're learning a lot today, but you don't truly learn until you actually do. So the whole knowledge is power. Actually, it's only potential power. Like, how many people do we know who are so smart, like educated to the highest degrees, but they're doing that with their life? We can all think about probably someone who's like that. They're super smart, they've got loads of knowledge, but they've never applied it. They just have loads of knowledge, right? They're just smart people, but never applied it. That's therefore, it's only potential power, right? Without going too spiritual, like, there is a couple of levels of creation. When we're looking to create new goals and create new experiences and a new part of our life, one level is thinking about it. So even if we think any kind of thought, a happy thought, a negative thought, we'll create at one level, right? But when we think something and speak it, we create it at a totally different level. This is true when we've been thinking about it, writing it down and speaking it a day. It's brought it to life in terms of our wins, in terms of our disappointments and whatever. When we've spoke about it, it's created at a different level. It's made it more meaningful, right? When you're writing down those wins, you are adding the spice and you're talking to somebody about it, it felt much better than just thinking about it when you are speaking about it. But when you're thinking about something, you're speaking about it, and you're actually doing it, that's when it happens. It's a little bit spiritual, this, and I don't mean to go too deep here. But for what we want, we can't just think about what we want. We have to speak about it. We have to be open about what we want, but we have to be acting and doing these things in order to have it, right? It's like getting in shape. We can talk about what we're going to do and how we're going to do it, and we can think about it, but unless we're doing it, it's never going to actually happen in our reality, right? And to create, we must have a level of belief and knowing. What I mean by that is certainty. Remember, I talked about fear before, and fear is uncertainty. It's where we're terrified, we're not sure what's going to happen. If we're certain about something, if you're certain, you'll get it done. You'll go for it, you'll go through it, right? So, hope isn't a strategy, certainty is. Like knowing that you're going to go for it. I mean, you might not know the outcome. You might be hesitant to saying, right, I'm going to go for this. Don't know if it's going to work, but I'm going to act, I'm going to go for it, right? That's having a level of certainty. It's beyond hope. We need to stop hoping things get better. We need to stop hoping the government does this. We need to stop hoping that this person acts this way. We need to stop hoping that people act the way we want them to act. We need to stop hoping on things. And we need to start acting on things. Doing what we really believe will work. And we probably already know what those kinds of things are that will work, just we're hesitant to start them. So to get more certainty, I'm going to give you 5 rules here that I've noticed from pulling all my wins and stuff. These are not just related to the lessons. It's like kind of 5 rules that if you apply these rules to anything, you will get it. Rule number 1 is an almost daily ritual. That includes energy. I put energy up there because without energy, you're not going to achieve anything. When you're tired, you're not going to achieve anything, right? Everything's going to be crap when you're tired. I put the tracker on here as just an example. But when I say almost daily, I mean something that you do more days of the week than not. That is almost daily, like so 4 days a week. That's why I keep saying to a lot of you, only train 2-3 times a week, train 4, train 5, train more days of the week than not. Then when you do, it becomes a habit, it forms part of your identity, and you keep going. You're not catching up all the time, yeah? You're keeping up. So if you have something that you do as a ritual, as a habit, almost daily, that is the first rule, right? More days of the week than not, a ritual. Second thing is, whatever you want, if you have set days and set times to perform those rituals, whatever they may be, better habits, whatever you need to do to get what you want, if you have set times to get it done, that's another rule. Because that's the power in TST, right? It's Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, or Monday, Wednesday, Thursday night. You know the times, it's a ritual, and that's what makes it powerful, right? You've got to do it at that time. If you don't have the time, then it's just going to get done whenever, right? Thanks, mate. Cool. Here's a really powerful thing, a schedule that somebody else makes. So I've made the TST schedule, right? You can't say to me, well, I'd rather train at 10 o'clock in the morning, Luke. Well, you can't. You've got fucking 6 o'clock in the morning or 6 o'clock at night. Which one works best for you? Which one? So I set the schedule, right? That's why it's really powerful. Now, my weightlifting coach sets my schedule. He has in the app Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So I do me lifting at 3 p.m. with James on those days. 3 p.m. at those days. And I know I've got to update him on that day, and if it doesn't, it's like I'm behind. That app actually says you missed your workout. I'm like, fuck, Christ, I need to get on with this. So I know the days and times because the schedule's set by someone else. Never deny the power in that, right? For whatever you want, get somebody else to write the schedule, because if you write it, you'll try and make it convenient. And if it's too convenient, you'll not do it. It needs to push you a little bit. It needs to be like, no, it's this day, this time. Otherwise, you're going to miss out. Shit. Right, and you'll get there if you let somebody else create the schedule. The fourth thing is a regular check-in, accountability. Now, I've already shown you the sheet of who's uploading it and who's not, or who's not as consistent as they could be, right? Who is not updating the 3 wins of the week? Are you not getting involved in the one thing to be excited about every day, to help your mindset to forecast something to be more excited about? This little check-in, daily and weekly, goes a long, long way. It's making sure that you are on track. It's your compass. It's your sat-nav, if you will, to find out. It's just, hey, are we on track or we're off track? If you're trying to avoid all of the little accountability updates, then the likelihood is you're going to fall off track. Unless you're keeping on track some other way. Like I say, I know some of you don't get involved in that too much and you're flying, which is great. But for the majority, me included, like if I didn't update my coach, for me weightlifting, for example, how much I was doing, and a video of it so he could critique it, then I wouldn't be getting better, right? I need that regular update all the time. I've got other people who I update to as well. The last thing is an ongoing vision. Like this is a little bit next level. I know some of you might not have this, but I've got this 5-year vision up in my office wall. You might have seen when I did a post on Facebook about this a little while ago. Basically got like goals and targets for the next 5 years that I haven't hit yet. That inspires me. I think we all need that. We need that sort of little vision for the future of something we haven't got yet, that we haven't quite hit, that we're going to be pulled towards. Now, the reason I say pulled towards is because if you always feel like you're pushing towards something, it's exhausting. Physically, mentally, emotionally exhausting. You're pushing yourself to lose the weight. You're pushing yourself at work to success. You're pushing all the time and you're tired and you're exhausted. You're sick of pushing. Find something that pulls you. See, I don't want like things like today, I don't want your training even to be something that you have to get to. I want you to want to do it. I want you to get to do it. That's a pull, right? I'm pulled to want to. I want you to want to get your training. I want you to want to update 3 wins, as we've seen this morning how powerful that can be. Imagine doing it on a weekly basis. Yeah, that's over 150 wins a year. And some of us are not doing any of it, yeah? But think about the power in it, right? But having that target a little bit further away that you haven't done, it could be something like the Great North Run, for example. Or it could be something like Tough Mudder. Or it could be something like speaking in front of an audience for some people. I know a couple of you have wanted to do that, but you're scared of doing that, or whatever it may be. Or get to this certain place, or whatever. I don't know what it is. It's different for everybody in the room. But we all need that further target that we haven't hit, that's pulling us. For me, fitness, strength, it's the double bodyweight squat. I'm not there yet, but I'm being pulled to keep going because I want it, yeah? And I get to go for it. It's not like I have to do it, you know, like I should do it. I want to do it. That's how you know if you've got a goal that inspires you. You want to do it. You get to do it. You don't have to do it. So imagine if you had these 5 rules in place for the next year ahead. So you had an almost daily ritual, something that you did that was more days of the week than not just when you felt like it, not just when it was convenient, but at least 4 days of the week you got it done. So it was just became part of what you did, and it eventually shaped your identity. You had set times, set days, a schedule that somebody else made. That's TST for a lot of you, I know. A regular check-in, an update, and something that was in the future that was compelling you to move towards. Not have to be dragged towards. Think about that. If you haven't to be dragged towards the goal, it's not the right goal for you. If you have to be pushing yourself to lose the weight all the time, it's not the right goal for you. You need to find something else. I'm using weight loss as an example here because I know quite a few in the room that has been your ongoing goal. But if you're still pushing yourself months and years down the line, maybe it needs to be a performance-based goal. As in, maybe I need to run 3 miles. Maybe I need to be able to do 100 burpees. Maybe I need to hold a plank for 5 minutes. I don't know. I'm just throwing out examples here. Maybe it needs to be something along those lines. If you're constantly pushing, it's exhausting. Initially, to get going, you might need to push every now and again. But if you're pushing every day, guys, it's exhausting. So think about what's going to pull you for this next year. What's going to draw you in to want to move towards it. It's not going to be easy, but what's going to move you towards it.